Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, hope you're well. It's a nice day again today, so I thought I'd do a little bit of a walkabout and talk to you again. Well, Wales. I feel very sorry for Wales, and if anything it is a message to everybody else in this land of ours what would happen if we were to be saddled with a Labour government for the next 4 years. I was quietly encouraged the other day when I read that they were talking about possibly doing away with this blanket 20-mile-an-hour zone all over the place, which has proved, let's face it, very unpopular with many. And as you can imagine, 20 miles an hour journeys are a hell of a lot longer than they really need to be, and of course it prohibits the practical use of car journeys, doesn't it? It's a crazy situation. Well, what I want to turn to is the farmers, the Welsh farmers. One of the problems, of course, in this country, well, all of our countries, Wales, England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, we don't appear to be as self-sufficient as we should be. And we seem to have to rely on imports from everywhere else. Wouldn't you agree? Let me know in the comments. Well, 20,000 Welsh farmers, that's quite a lot, could be in a bit of a problem. It could lead to an extent that they would be forced out of business. You see, when we were a member of the European Union, if you ask me, we still are in all but name, farmers were entitled to a series of subsidies, financial incentives to do what they do. And obviously where we've left the EU, they're no longer eligible for those subsidies. Causes a bit of a problem, doesn't it? And they need to be replaced by something else. Now, what is that and how do they get hold of it? Well, it's called a sustainable farming policy, and it's something it looks like Welsh Labour are talking about, and some of the details of it could lead to a great deal of issue. And if there isn't more farmers' strikes, farmers' protests, farmers' rolling roadblocks, it wouldn't at all surprise me, because maybe it's needed. Under the sustainable farming policy, they're actually being dictated to how they can use their land in return for these financial incentives to carry on farming. They're told 10% has got to have trees planted on it, and another 10% has got to be reserved for well, wildlife. So that's 20% of their farming land gone, leaves 80%. So what are the other regulations, what are the other requirements we don't know about? And what you're effectively doing is cutting down on the amount of land that these farmers have to plant crops, raise cattle, and ultimately make money. I mean, there was an example of one farmer who had no harvest at all one year. It cost him 300 grand. Can you imagine that? That's business ending to anybody. And you have at least 20,000 of them that are really worried that this could lead to the end. Then what happens? We have got to be self-sufficient. We've got to look after our own. And as I said at the beginning, if anything, this is a measure of what could happen with a government such as that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I, for one, am a bit concerned. I'm sure you are. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you've got social media, I wouldn't mind a share. It's quite important this word gets about. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.